Hi everybody, this is Janet Wright, and this video is an educational, informational video where I am talking about spiritual age. Spiritual age is a concept that refers to how many lifetimes somebody has had. In other words, you don't just have this current life that you're in. In the past, you've had past lives. And lifetimes, the one way that you can look at lifetimes is they're about learning. They're about learning through experience. So it's not a set, I never read, as a reader, I never read exactly how many lives somebody's had. What's more important to me is what level they're at. In other words, how much they have learned in those lifetimes. So I read people in many ways, but one way I read people is their chakras. Chakras are energy centers. We have 7 chakras along the spine of the physical body, as well as 7 chakras along the spine of the spirit body. So when I think of spiritual age, I think of it in terms of chakras. So I hope this video is of use to you. It is a more advanced spiritual topic. So if you are just starting out and you feel like this is too confusing, it'd probably be better to start with some of my more entry-level videos, like my 2 grounding videos, or any of my energy healing videos where you learn about chakras, or maybe my video Psychic Chakras 101, where you learn the basic shape and flow of energy through a chakra. But anyway, this is for everyone who feels they're ready for it and feels it's interesting to them. So anyway, this is how I read spiritual age. I read it in terms of chakras, like I said, and the way I see it, each chakra level takes about 4 to 10 lifetimes to get proficient in. It's kind of like in school. You know, you pass 1st grade and you go to 2nd grade, you pass 2nd grade, you go to 3rd grade. But in lifetimes, you know, like I said, it'll take 4 to 10 lifetimes to get proficient in a certain chakra. So there's not, you know, it's not like most kids go through in 1 year, you know, like in grade school. So I wanted to show just a little, very, very simple diagram. So this is obviously the number 7 down through 1, right? So a very young spirit, they start at what I would call a 7th chakra being. So they're a human being, spirit, like you and me, but they are just starting out. So, and I guess I do want to just also say, because I want this information to be used in a positive and empowering way, hopefully. So it doesn't mean if someone's a younger soul that you're better than them. It just means that a younger soul started more recently. Their spirit was created more recently, so they haven't had as many lifetimes. So hopefully this information will help people to understand each other with more compassion and less judgment. Okay, let's hope. That's what the angels tell me. They tell me that, okay, just put the information out there, we'll help it to be used in the appropriate way. So we'll see. But anyway, so a very young soul, I would call them a 7th chakra being. I sort of go like early, mid, late. So early 7th chakra being, then mid 7th chakra being, then late 7th chakra being. Then when they get proficient at their 7th chakra, then they go to the 6th chakra, and I would call them an early 6th chakra being, then mid 6th chakra being, then late 6th chakra being, you know, on downward, right? So a very old soul would be a 1st chakra being, but even, you know, like, you know, who people might recognize as an old soul, you know, they could be really a 2nd chakra being or a 1st chakra being. But anyway, that whole old soul, young soul thing is a little overly vague, I think, you know. That's why I prefer this system where it's like literally, you know, where they're at as far as their learning, because it helps you to understand their perspective. Okay, so for example, a early 7th chakra being, what are they like? Well, 7th chakra is in the top of your head. It has to do with identity, individuating, having goals, having creative inspiration. So an early 7th chakra being, they do not individuate. So they they tend to maybe lack self-control on an individual level, and they feel best within a group, a very strong, dominant group where they can be a part of that group identity. So early, even mid 7th chakra beings may join very conservative religions, or be a part of a military organization as their main thing in their life, or even criminals, like be a part of the mafia or something, or a gang, because identity is very important to them because they're a 7th chakra being, but they don't yet understand how to individuate and be on their own. So they identify with the group identity. So for example, like if you watch like Mob Wives of New Jersey, like it's a show, some reality show where, these women are really proud that their fathers were in the mob and they're in the mob and blah, blah, blah. And those are early to mid 7th chakra beings. A lot of them. Some of them are actually 5th chakra beings, chakra number 5, because they're talking about it. So they're still relatively young souls. They are what I would call pre-compassion because they have not reached proficiency at the 4th chakra. So it's not so important to them, since they haven't gotten proficient in compassion, it's not so important to them that, the mafia kills people and intimidates people. Like they don't, that's not a negative to them. It's more just, this group identity, and, but like I said, a 5th chakra being might be also more likely to be on a reality show because of the communication aspect of the throat chakra, which, is a lot of talking and telling people things. So anyway, then, after, like I said, 4 to 10 lifetimes, which also means that you can kind of fast track your learning. It's not just an absolute what you're going to learn in each life. I mean, when you do plan a lifetime ahead of time with your angels when you're in heaven before it starts, but, sometimes you don't get it all done, or you do a kind of a fast track version. It's not all set in stone. So anyway, then you become a 6th chakra being over time. And by the way, like if you're watching this video, there's no way you're a 7th chakra being or a 6th or a 5th, probably not even a 4th. Probably you could be like late 3rd, mid to late 3rd on down. What I found over the years is that people that are younger than a mid 3rd chakra being, they just don't get me at all. Like I'm either a freak to them or, whatever. It's like, I don't talk their language, which, is understandable. So just if you wanted to fast track, okay, well, am I a 7th chakra being? No, you're not. You would not be watching spiritual videos on YouTube by somebody who's, pretty much considered a fringe element in society, like a reader, an energy healer. You'd be in the military or something, and you would not even want to hear about this stuff. Okay, so anyway, just to fast track down, 6th chakra is about vision. So maybe an example of like an early to mid 6th chakra being maybe would be like a paparazzi photographer, that follows everyone around, that kind of has a voyeuristic kind of a thing where they want to see everything, because 6th chakra is vision. But 6th chakra is also non-judgment, but that's sort of a more advanced part of the chakra. So maybe by the end of the 6th chakra track, they definitely would not be a paparazzi, because paparazzis and, sort of like fashion, like those people that criticize who wore what dress and who wore the dress best and all that, that's more of like an early to mid 6th chakra maybe, because you want to view everything and what everyone's doing, but you're not really great at not judging it. So anyway, then after lifetimes, those people evolve and they master all that. Well, mastering is sort of a light term. I would say they get proficient in it. And then they become 5th chakra beings. Throat chakra, 5th chakra is about communicating. So a lot of 5th chakra beings, well, an early 5th chakra being might be really not good at communicating, as a matter of fact. 5th chakra is also inner voice and hearing angels. So inner reflective space. So a lot of early 5th chakra beings may have problems with, you know, negative self-talk that they just, you know, can't get rid of, like even self-destructive self-talk. Generally it's harder to be in early, you know, it's harder to be in the early parts of these. It's more challenging, let's say, because you're just kind of new to that perspective and you're not really good at it yet. But like I said, if you're watching this video, the odds that you're a fifth chakra being, number 5, is very low. But anyway, so then like maybe late 5th chakra beings, late 5th chakra beings, they're still about communicating and introspective thought, but maybe they're poets, or maybe they, you know, go on book tours, maybe they are well-known bloggers, something like that. Then they progress and they start the 4th chakra level. So 4th chakra is in the heart, center of the chest, called the heart chakra sometimes. And it has to do with love, self-love, passion, motivation. So maybe, yeah, your angels, my angels just mentioned Richard Simmons. I think Richard Simmons was probably a 3rd chakra being, not a 4th chakra being, although he was a lot about, Richard Simmons is a, you know, he was big on motivating people to exercise and work out and help people with eating disorders. I think it was probably mid to late 3rd, because 3rd chakra is about action, taking action. But 4th chakra is about self-esteem, self-acceptance, and motivation. So he did try to motivate people a lot. So, or he has, I mean, you know, I think he's still in his lifetime right now. But anyway, 4th chakra beings, particularly the early ones, probably everyone has some sort of an experience in their past. I mean, unless you're really young, unless you're really young in this particular lifetime, but if you've had, you know, some years under your belt, you probably have had some experience with an early 4th chakra being. 4th chakra, since it's about self-love, caring for others, the early 4th chakra beings, you'll tend to remember your encounters with them because they're new at that perspective, so they want to feel accepted, they want to feel loved, they want to feel good enough, but they're really not good at it. So they're very much prone to feeling betrayed or feeling that things are not fair. So you may have had a friend like this or a coworker, and maybe, you know, it's very easy for them to feel offended. Maybe, you know, like they're always talking about somebody that's wronged them, you know, like each year there's a new villain in their life, and at some point you may become their next villain, you know, because from their perspective of viewing from the 4th but not being really good at keeping your 4th flowing, they're very, very likely to feel betrayed and feel slighted in a very deep way. So it's kind of hard to have really solid long-term friendships with an early to mid 4th chakra being, just because, you know, they feel betrayed a lot. You know, it could be like the same situation, and an early to mid 4th chakra being will perceive it as like this giant offense, whereas maybe if they were late 3rd, they would just, you know, process it really differently. So anyway, that brings me